Welcome to Mrs. Munson's Story Time. Today I'll be reading the story, The Year at Maple Hill Farm, written and illustrated by Alice and Martin Provenson. This is the front cover of our story. If you look at all of the illustrations on the front cover, can you predict what the story is about? This is the title page. The title page contains the title of the book, the name of the author and illustrator, and also the publishers. It also contains some really cute pictures. Are you ready to hear our story? Let's begin. The Year. This is a book about farm animals and what happens during 1 year on a farm. The year is divided into 12 months. The months are divided into weeks, the weeks into days, the days into minutes. And on a farm, something is happening every minute. Animals don't know there is such a thing as a year, but they do know about seasons. Animals know when the cold will come, and they grow heavy overcoats. They know when it is summer, and they shed them. When it is hot, they look for shade, and in winter, they look for shelter. People have names for what they call the months of the year. We could start with any month as far as the animals are concerned, but it is usual to begin with January. January is a winter month. The ground is covered with snow. It is a cold, gray time of year and night falls early. Cows stay in the barnyard when the ground is frozen. So do the chickens. The days are too short and dark. All the animals stay close to the barn where they are fed. There is hay and grain to eat. Even the wild deer come nearer to the farm. February follows January. The forest pond is frozen solid, all but the marshy place where the spring water feeds the pond. The children are having a skating party. When they are cold, they sit by the fire and toast their toes and noses. The geese play in the water all winter. You'd think their bare feet would freeze, but they never do. March is a windy month. It is still cold outside, but you can tell spring is coming. There are signs of spring in the barn. March is windy and rainy, but when the sun does shine, it shines more brightly and the days are longer. There are signs of spring everywhere. The pony has given birth to a foal. The milk cow has a new calf. The gray barn cat has her litter of kittens. The robins are in their nests. The ice on the pond has melted, and the horses have found a little grass under the last patches of snow. April is a spring month. You can tell that spring is here by all the eggs. Eggs are in the barn, in the fields, in the trees, under the eaves, everywhere. The good old brown hen has been busy sitting on eggs for 21 days, and now her baby chicks are hatching. The robin's eggs are hatching, same as the silly goose. The big bird has laid her egg on a cuckoo nest. The little bird is feeding her babies. Here's a basket of colored eggs. Dogs steal eggs when they can find them and carry them away. Perhaps dogs make nests too. May days are warm. The animals are uncomfortable with their heavy coats. They will all be cooler without them. Even the chickens molt. Everyone gets a haircut one way or another. The woolly sheep are shorn. The black sheepdog is shorn at the same time. The rooster won't be himself until he can parade his fine tail feathers again. Even though it's cool and comfortable, it must be embarrassing to lose all your clothes all at once. Cats don't need clipping. They shed their coats on the people's clothes and furniture. June is the first month of summer. The farm pond is overflowing. The pasture is green. All the animals enjoy the new green grass. Horses, geese, cows, sheep, goats, and even chickens eat grass. But that's not the only reason the chickens are out on the pasture. They're chasing insects stirred up by the horses. The mother duck is out on the pond. She's teaching her ducklings to swim. Everybody is loving the summer month. In June, there are enough insects to go around. The fields are hopping with insects, grasshoppers and leafhoppers and tree hoppers. In June, there are enough horseflies to go around and around. In summer, the fields are full of flowers. Goats and sheep like flowers. Bees like flowers. Everyone likes flowers. In the summer, the grass is hopping with fleas. No one likes fleas. They bite. July comes after June. It's hard to sleep on a night in July if the moon is full and shining and the summer stars are out. There are so many sounds to listen to. Frogs croak, crickets chirp, an owl is hooting to another owl. The old people on the porch are chatting in low voices about old times. Sometimes, if everything is silent for a moment, you can hear the horses eating grass. August is the last summer month. The sky is blue, the sun shines. Late summer is a drowsy time of the year. The days are hot and lazy. The sun shines and shines. The cows doze away the noonday. The flowers are growing. Flowers need hours of attention in August heat. Almost asleep in a puddle of dust, a dog will still wag his tail as you walk by. You know it's hot when the old cat comes out for a breath of air. Then, sometimes quite suddenly, a fresh wind blows and the summer is over. The days are shorter. September is here. Now the days are cooler and the sense of change is in the air. September is the first month of autumn. Everyone begins to wake up after the heat of summer. The evenings are pleasant in September and the horses are lively. Autumn is a fine time for riding, even if it's raining. Most animals don't mind raindrops, but the big bay horse is ticklish and doesn't want to leave his stall. Animals can be very temperamental. Animals, just as people do, sometimes have to take medicine. They have to take worm medicine, and they don't like it much. Some dogs will eat their pill if it's wrapped up in cheese and they can't smell it. Sheep will stand quietly to take their medicine. Most cats will eat their medicine mixed up with dinner. Some horses never make a fuss about pills. They don't taste so bad. But some horses are suspicious. Frightening as it is, it'll all be forgotten in a minute. Animals don't hold grudges. October is a splendid month. The harvest is in. An early frost did away with all the insects. October days are dry and bright, but still the wild birds are restless and begin to flock together. The hay is in the barn. There's not much left to eat in the fields, and the animals stay closer to the barnyard. The children gather pumpkins. The squirrels are gathering nuts. At any moment, the migrant birds will rise and start their journey south. November! There is a frost nearly every night now. The air smells of snow and winter. The first thin ice is forming on the farm pond. The north wind blows. The bare branches rattle. The forest is far from quiet in November before the winter settles in. In November, before winter comes finally, a few of the animals leave the farm. The wild geese honk as they pass by. The saw and the woodsmen are noisy too. December is the first winter month. The ground is often covered with snow. The days are dark and cold and night falls early. Now is the time to be in the barn. There is hay and grain to eat. There are places to play or hide or dream. There are warm straw beds. December is the last month of the year. Now is the time to catch up on sleep. Everybody goes to bed earlier in the winter time. An old barn owl is the only one awake to greet the January of another year. No, here are the deer, come silently to the barnyard for a bit of salt and a little leftover hay. And the quiet fox is making certain the chicken are safe in bed this New Year's Eve. The end. This is the back cover of our story, The Year at Maple Hill Farm by Allison Martin Provenson. I hope you liked this story. It's one of my very favorites. See you again soon!